Hey everyone, have you ever wished you had magic internet money? Well, guess what? Today we're going to talk about something that's pretty close. It's called Bitcoin, and it's a super special kind of money that lives only on our computers and phones. So let's figure out how this whole thing works. Seriously, just think about it for a second. What if you could just invent your very own money? It sounds like something from a superhero movie, right? But you know what? Someone actually did it. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how they created this brand new money for the internet. Okay, but before we jump into this super cool internet money, let's back up a little. Let's talk about something we all know, regular money. You know, the stuff in our piggy banks? We use it for everything, snacks, toys, you name it. But have you ever stopped to think that money actually comes in a couple of different flavors? So, on one side, you've got the money you can actually hold in your hand, the coins and paper bills that jingle in your pocket. But then there's this other kind of money that's just numbers on a screen, like in your parents' banking app or when they use a credit card. It's all money for sure, but one you can touch and the other is totally digital. Right, so when we use that money on a screen, it kind of creates a puzzle. How do those numbers on a screen actually get from one person to another? Well, it turns out there's almost always a big company sitting right in the middle of it all. Let's say you want to send $5 to your friend. You can't just attach it to an email, can you? Nope. First, you have to tell your bank. Then your bank has to go and talk to your friend's bank. And then finally, the money shows up in your friend's account. See? Those banks are the middlemen, making sure the money gets there. Okay, but this got some really smart people thinking. What if we didn't need those middlemen? What if sending money online could be just as easy as handing a friend a coin? Straight from me to you, with absolutely no bank getting in the way. Could something like that even be possible? Well, the answer to that question is a big, loud yes. And that, right there, is the whole reason Bitcoin was invented. It was the solution to that puzzle, a way to have money that acts just like digital cash. So, Bitcoin is the world's very first cryptocurrency, which I know is a big, fancy word, but all it really means is digital money that's kept safe and sound by secret codes. It lets you send money straight to anyone, anywhere you want. That's what peer-to-peer is all about. It's just person to person, no middlemen allowed. And get this, here is a super fun secret. Bitcoin was created way back in 2009 by a person, or maybe a group of people, named Satoshi Nakamoto. But here's the wild part. To this day, nobody has any idea who Satoshi really is. It's one of the biggest mysteries of the internet. So if there isn't a bank in charge, how does any of this work? How does everyone keep track of who has what? It all comes down to Bitcoin's secret sauce, a special something that works just like a magic notebook that everyone in the world gets to share. This magic notebook is called the blockchain. Think of it as a public list of every single Bitcoin payment that has ever happened. Since everyone using Bitcoin can see this exact same list, it's pretty much impossible for anyone to cheat the system. Every new bunch of payments gets added as a new block, kind of like adding a new page to the notebook. Now, this magic notebook has some really important rules. Rule number 1, everyone who uses Bitcoin gets their own copy. Rule 2, all the new payments get bundled together on a brand new page, or a block. 3, these pages are all chained together with super strong secret codes. And maybe the most important rule of all, once a page is added to this chain, it can never, ever be changed or erased. It's there forever. So, how do you actually get to spend your Bitcoin? Well, you use something called a private key. The best way to think about it is like a super duper secret password that only you know. It's the key that proves you're the real owner of your Bitcoin and gives you the power to write a new entry in that public notebook. But wait, who adds these new pages to the notebook? Great question. That's a job for computers in a process called mining. All over the world, powerful computers are in a race against each other, trying to be the first to solve a really hard math puzzle. The computer that solves the puzzle first gets to add the next page of payments to the blockchain. And as a reward for all their hard work, they get some brand new Bitcoin. How cool is that? Okay, so because of all this amazing technology, Bitcoin has some actual superpowers that make it totally different from the money we use every day. First off, Bitcoin is borderless. You can send it to your friend on the other side of the world, and it'll get there in minutes. It's also always on. It never sleeps. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on holidays. And check this out. No one can stop your payment. No person, no bank, no company can block it. And just like real cash, once you send it, it's sent. There's no takebacks. But now we've come to what might just be Bitcoin's biggest superpower of all. I want you to take a good look at this number right here, 21 million. Go ahead, burn it into your brain. So why is that number so important? Well, that's the total number of Bitcoins that will ever exist. It's a rule that's baked right into Bitcoin's code. Once all 21 million are out there in the world, that's it. No more can ever be made. Not now, not ever. This makes Bitcoin really, really rare. So why does being rare matter? Well, think about a super rare trading card or a limited edition toy. Why are they so valuable? Simple, because there aren't very many of them. Bitcoin is kind of the same way. Because we all know there can only ever be 21 million, it helps it keep its value. And this all leads back to the main reason Bitcoin was even created in the first place. The inventor wanted to build a type of money where you don't have to put your trust in a big bank or some other company. Instead, all you have to trust is math and code, and anyone in the world can check that code to make sure it's playing fair. So that leaves us with one last giant question to think about. We've just seen how a whole new kind of money can work, money that just lives on the internet with nobody in charge. So what do you think a world with internet money could look like? It's pretty amazing to think about all the possibilities, isn't it?